All right, let's jump into the magical world of Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. For this deep dive, we'll be using excerpts from the book itself to uncover all those hidden details and fascinating parts of the story.
It's a story that goes beyond just being a children's book.
Definitely.
We're going to be exploring everything from characters to themes to the plot twists and even, how it's impacted our world.
It's a story that truly did capture the imagination of people all over.
Yeah.
So it's like an advanced Hogwarts course, right?
Absolutely.
But without the exams, thankfully.
Thank goodness for that.
We'll be weaving in both creative and academic perspectives. So you might think you know this story, but we're going to give you a whole new way to look at it.
That's the plan.
So let's get started right at the beginning. Harry's life with the Dursleys. Not exactly the most pleasant way to start a story.
Oh, the Dursleys. They really show how the ordinary and the extraordinary can clash. They try so hard to squash Harry's magic, like locking up all his stuff, pretending he's just any other kid. It's kind of funny how they react to anything even remotely magical.
Like that scene where Harry pretends to set the hedge on fire.
Right.
Harmless fun for a kid. But Dudley totally freaks out as if Harry's about to unleash some dark magic on him.
It's a brilliant way to show just how scared the Dursleys are of the unknown. Their whole view of the world is so narrow, anything outside of that, and they just reject it.
Right.
And that fear turns into prejudice, sometimes even cruelty.
Yeah, luckily Harry's world isn't all Dursleys. That's where the Weasleys come in. They're just bursting with energy, a total opposite to that dreary Dursley life.
The Weasleys, they just embrace everything magical. Warm, chaotic, completely accepting of Harry and everything that makes him, well, him.
No wonder Harry feels so at home with them.
I know, right?
And their arrival is just pure brilliance. Ron, Fred, and George swooping in with that flying car to rescue Harry.
Oh, yeah.
Such a classic scene.
It is.
Got humor, adventure, everything.
It sets the tone, for sure. But even with the Weasleys, there are rules.
Oh yeah, Mrs. Weasley?
She's all about loving kindness, but she's not letting those boys get away with anything. Remember how she reacted to them flying that car?
She definitely laid down the law. It's interesting how the Weasleys and the Dursleys have completely different values,
Very different.
The Weasleys are open-minded, compassionate, always ready for the unexpected, and they usually face it with a good laugh.
It really makes you think about how we approach the world, doesn't it? You got the Dursleys clinging to the familiar, then the Weasleys embracing the unknown, even when it gets messy.
Speaking of the unknown, let's talk about the mystery that starts from the very beginning. Dobby, the house elf, he shows up with all these warnings. He seems determined to keep Harry away from Hogwarts.
Dobby is a really fascinating character.
Oh, he is.
Driven by loyalty and fear, he really believes that Harry is in danger at Hogwarts.
Mhm.
But what he does, sometimes it backfires.
It does.
Blocking those letters from Harry's friends, it just made him feel more isolated.
It's like a reminder that even good intentions don't always have the best results. And the fact that Dobby's terrified of being punished, it adds another layer to the story. It makes you wonder about how house elves and wizards really interact.
Exactly. Dobby's story brings up themes of prejudice, who has power and the struggle for freedom. He really challenges how we see things and makes us look deeper into how the wizarding world actually works.
While Harry's dealing with all this from Dobby, another interesting character arrives. Gilderoy Lockhart, the new Defense Against the Dark Arts teacher.
Lockhart, the king of style over substance.
Right.
All about fame, always going on about his achievements, completely blind to the real danger around him.
That scene at Flourish and Blots, that's Lockhart in a nutshell.
Oh, totally.
Fans everywhere, he's loving the spotlight. But when it comes to real magic, he's out of his depth.
Absolutely. It's this brilliant contrast between Lockhart's superficiality and Harry's genuine heroism. Lockhart represents the allure of fame and how dangerous it is to believe your own hype. But Harry, he's all about courage and being selfless.
And that contrast just becomes even more obvious as the story goes on. The Chamber of Secrets gets opened, students are being petrified, and fear starts taking over Hogwarts.
Those attacks are really chilling.
Yeah.
Messages written in blood on the walls, victims just frozen in terror. It shows how powerful fear is, how it can paralyze a whole community.
And in the middle of all this chaos, someone gets blamed who couldn't be more different from Lockhart. Hagrid, the gamekeeper. He's got a heart of gold and loves all creatures, even the dangerous ones.
Poor Hagrid. He becomes a target because people judge him based on how he looks. They see his love for creatures like Aragog, that giant spider, and they think he must be guilty.
It's classic prejudice.
It is.
People fear what they don't understand. And because Hagrid had something to do with the Chamber of Secrets 50 years ago, well, he becomes the easy scapegoat.
It raises a really important point about how we treat people who are different from us. Hagrid's story reminds us to look past those superficial judgments and to be compassionate and understanding.
It's a powerful message, especially in a world where fear and prejudice can take over so easily.
Mm.
But even though Hagrid's being accused, Harry, Ron, and Hermione, they don't believe it for a second. They
Yeah.
decide to investigate on their own, wanting to find the truth about the Chamber of Secrets.
It's really admirable how determined they are. They could just ignore the mystery, focus on their schoolwork, let the adults figure it out, but they choose to get involved because they're loyal to Hagrid and want to protect their fellow students.
It reminds you that even young people can make a difference.
Absolutely.
They may not have the experience or power of adults, but their courage and compassion are just as strong.
And their willingness to question authority, think for themselves, that's a lesson for everyone. They don't just accept what they're told. They question, they investigate, and they look for the truth.
So there we have it.
Yeah.
The stage is set for an amazing adventure full of mystery, danger, and those important lessons about friendship, prejudice, and facing the unknown.
It's going to be quite a ride.
It is.
Buckle up.
Exactly. Their investigation takes them right to the source of the mystery, right?
Eh.
I mean, they literally follow the spiders right into the Forbidden Forest. Talk about brave.
Yeah, it's a turning point in the story.
Sure.
They're putting themselves at risk to find out the truth, all because of their sense of justice and loyalty.
That trip into the Forbidden Forest. Not for the easily scared.
No kidding.
Their encounter with Aragog, the giant spider, one of the most suspenseful parts of the book. It's like a test of their courage and how well they work together when things get intense.
Aragog himself, he's not just a monster.
No.
He's got a past, a connection to Hagrid that adds a whole other layer to things. It makes you think twice about good and evil. Even creatures that seem monstrous can have loyalty and a sense of community.
And while Aragog doesn't tell them exactly what's terrorizing Hogwarts, he does give them an important clue.
Yeah,
It's not a spider. The mystery gets even more complicated.
more layers to peel back.
And around this time, another important piece of the puzzle appears. Tom Riddle's diary. Seems like an ordinary object, but it holds a pretty dangerous secret.
It's such a clever way to tell the story.
It is.
The diary acts like a doorway, taking Harry back in time to see things from Tom Riddle's perspective. We get to see bits of Hogwarts' past. It's like adding a historical layer to the mystery that's happening now.
And it's not just about time travel.
No, it's more than that.
The diary starts to influence Ginny Weasley, messing with her thoughts and actions. It's like a subtle kind of possession, showing just how sneaky dark magic can be.
It's unsettling how it slowly takes control of her. It makes you think about the power of words, how they can be used to shape what we think and believe even when we don't want them to.
And then, the huge reveal. Tom Riddle is a younger Voldemort.
Yeah, that changes everything.
It connects everything happening now to this dark and messed up past.
Mind-blowing, right? You see this seemingly normal kid, a talented student, and how darkness can twist him into the villain we know as Voldemort.
It makes you question everything about who we are, the choices we make, what shapes us into the people we become.
Is evil something we're born with, or is it something we learn?
The diary itself becomes this symbol of that struggle between good and evil.
Definitely.
It's like a physical part of Voldemort's soul, a Horcrux packed with dark magic and the ability to corrupt anyone who touches it.
It reminds us that evil can be anywhere, hiding in plain sight, waiting for a chance to spread.
It's a reminder to be aware of those dark influences and resist them, even when they seem harmless or attractive.
So important.
And that awareness is crucial when Harry finally confronts the truth behind the Chamber of Secrets. He goes down into the depths of the castle with courage and determination, ready for anything.
The classic hero's journey.
It is.
Harry, the young wizard facing his destiny, going into the unknown to fight the forces of darkness. And it's not just about beating a monster, it's about facing his own fears, his own connection to Voldemort.
And that connection is both real and symbolic. Harry being able to speak Parseltongue, the language of snakes, it links him to Voldemort in a way that's fascinating and creepy at the same time.
Yeah, it makes you think about nature versus nurture. What makes us who we are, the choices we make.
And we can't forget Fawkes, Dumbledore's phoenix.
Oh, such a powerful symbol of hope and renewal,
Right.
appearing at just the right moments to heal Harry and give him the strength to keep going.
Fox isn't just some magical creature. He represents believing in something, that unwavering support from those who believe in Harry and what he's trying to do.
It's that belief, that feeling of community that ultimately helps Harry win over evil. He's not alone in this. He's got his friends, his teachers, even those magical creatures fighting with him.
It's a strong message about how we can find strength in each other, how important it is to stick together when things get tough.
Couldn't agree more.
And Harry's win in the Chamber of Secrets, it's not just about him. It's about good beating evil. It reminds us that hope can overcome even the darkest times.
It gives me chills just thinking about it.
That victory changes things for the whole wizarding world, doesn't it?
Oh, absolutely.
The chamber's closed, the attacks are over, and you can just feel the relief at Hogwarts. But everyone's been changed by what happened.
You can really see the growth and understanding.
Yeah.
Harry, Ron, and Hermione, they've faced their fears, they've shown their loyalty, and they come out of it stronger, more connected than ever.
And the effects of the Chamber of Secrets go beyond just them.
Right.
Think about Lucius Malfoy, Draco's dad.
Yeah,
He gets exposed for his part in all this.
he does.
He might not have opened the chamber himself, but slipping that diary to Ginny, that shows a much darker side to him.
Lucius represents a different type of evil,
Yeah.
a more hidden kind, the kind that hides behind money and influence. He's the embodiment of prejudice and ambition, lurking even in people who seem respectable.
And trying to discredit Dumbledore like that, trying to weaken Hogwarts, it shows there's a bigger conflict going on in the wizarding world. It's a conflict between those who want power and control and those who believe in knowledge, compassion, and the strength of community.
It reflects the struggles we see in our own world too, doesn't it? Fighting against intolerance, fighting for equality, standing up for what's right, even when it's hard.
And those themes of prejudice and discrimination, they're everywhere in the story. The way house elves like Dobby are treated, the prejudice against Hagrid because he's part giant, the whispers about Harry being a half-blood wizard.
It's like a reminder that even in a magical world, those same injustices can still exist.
Yeah.
The Chamber of Secrets forces us to look at those uncomfortable truths, to examine our own biases, how we judge others.
It makes us think critically about how power structures shape our world, both the magical and the ordinary. And it encourages us to challenge those structures, to work towards a more just and fair society for everyone. And we can't forget how this story has impacted our culture. Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets, the whole series really. It's captured the imaginations of people all over the world. It sparked a love of reading, a fascination with magic and fantasy, and a sense of connection among fans of all ages.
It's more than just books, it's a cultural phenomenon.
Yeah.
The characters, the themes, the world J.K. Rowling created, they touch people deeply. It started conversations about good versus evil, about friendship and loyalty, about the power of love and courage.
And that's what's amazing about a story like Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. It works on so many levels. It's an exciting adventure, a thrilling mystery, and a powerful look at human nature. It's a story that sticks with you even after you finish the last page, making you think about the world around you in new ways.
I completely agree.
So as we wrap up our deep dive into the Chamber of Secrets, we encourage you to keep exploring, keep asking questions, and keep finding the magic within these pages.
What stood out to you the most? What new insights did you discover? We'd love for you to continue the discussion, share your thoughts, and keep the magic alive.
Until next time, stay curious.